Yo ho! This is Captain Dirty, and we are back with another Star Citizen Piracy guide. This one's going to be useful to players on both sides of the piracy coin. So, those of you who are looking for your easy I win button in a good portion of the piracy interactions that are happening within the Star Citizen universe, stick around. I've got something that's going to actually be useful for you. So, we're going to get started with a short clip of a player interaction that occurred on stream recently. So, we've got our player here, Bo Brigman. Bo knows what's up. He knows how to handle this situation in the appropriate manner. And he knows that he is almost completely safe and free to just opt out of this piracy encounter. So what does he do? Well, let's play the video and see what happens. Now, as we start here, Bo has been sitting inside Armistice Zone at HDMS Ryder on Ida. He's been letting his shields power up. I assume he is plotting his course inside his Moby. He's been there long enough where I am thinking about communicating with him. I decide I'm going to wait a little bit longer, and before too long, he starts to move. There he goes. He's just climbing a little bit and reorienting. I'm going to align with his direction so that I can meet him as he rises up out of the green zone. So there he is. He's starting to come up a little bit. I am leveling off here in anticipation of... Yep, and now I'm moving over a little bit to try and intercept, but he's already gone. He's already gone. Okay, so here you can clearly see he's climbing up, but he's doing so very slowly, right? He is not giving it all the gas he's got. And there he goes. He's gone. He's already gone. Right? So, how did that happen? Right? We're going to go ahead and explain. So, I've created this graphic, and let me shift over so that you can read all of it. So, this brown line will represent the ground. We've got HDMS Ryder here as this little black circle. The green zone is the wider circle around HDMS Ryder. It's important to note that the green zone is not the same as the Armistice Zone, although all of the stations that have Armistice Zones will also have green zones. The Armistice Zone is much smaller, very close to HDMS Ryder, while the green zone extends out to about 2.7 kilometers. So, on Ida, the minimum altitude that you need to have in order to jump away is 2 kilometers. Now, as I just suggested, the green zone extends out to 2.7. And what do I mean by a green zone? A green zone is just a space around the station where any ships that are running a quantum dampener or quantum snare, if those quantum fields interact with the green zone in any way, they will immediately be disabled. So that means that your quantum interdiction ship needs to be at an altitude of at least 4.7. 4.7 kilometers is the minimum altitude that they can have, to be running a dampener directly over HDMS Ryder, which is the ideal location if you are waiting to snare someone who's doing some training. So, that leaves us with this little space right in the middle here that I like to call the Care Bear Zone. The Care Bear Zone is higher than the minimum altitude required to jump, and lower than um, the maximum range of the quantum dampener. So that means you are 100% free to go here. This is free for you, okay? So instead of panicking and flying straight up or maybe off at a 45-degree angle and trying to, blast out of the atmosphere and activate your quantum, what you really want to do is very casually, very slowly lift up off the ground, ascend to over 2 kilometers and under 2.7 kilometers, line up your jump, and blast away, laughing all the way to the bank. Okay? Now, I should say that you aren't completely safe here. Since you are outside of the Armistice Zone, it is still possible for pirates to attack you. However, most of your large trade vessels will easily be able to tank the amount of firepower that the average pirate gang is going to be bringing to bear on you. Now, if you're running a smaller trade ship, you might have some problems here. If those pirates understand what's happening and react immediately, they may be able to soft death or hard death your ship before you're able to jump out. But I think that's probably very unlikely to happen. So, there you all are. That is your I win, I don't want to do piracy, I just want to trade in peace button. So, for those of us on the other side of the coin, pirates, what does this mean? Well, we really only have two options here if we see a target ship employing this tactic. The first one, as I just said, is to nuke it. Just unload everything you got, hope you can blow it up before it gets out of there. The other thing to do is to use a little bit lighter fire and try to scare the target ship out of the green zone and into the loving arms of your quantum interdiction ship. Those, as far as I can see, are really your only options there. So, once again, industrialists, Care Bears, if you understand what's happening here and you remain calm, you have all the cards in this situation. There is almost nothing that we can do. So there you have it. That's the big tip. That's the big secret that I suspect many of us know, but no one is talking about publicly. Here we are over HDMS Writer. We're going to test again to see how low I can do a jump out from. So I set course to Everest Harbor. Go ahead and line up the first jump point to OM4. And we just climb out. Just go in full throttle here. And it looks like 2.2 kilometers is when I am able to jump here. Now, that happened pretty quick, so we're going to back that up and watch that again. Here we go. I'm going to pause it. Oh, actually 2.1 kilometers here. I am able to start, I'm already spooling. I'm at 11% already. So it looks like it really does probably start right at 2 kilometers. But due to latency, it's just not responding quite as quickly, or maybe it's taking that long for me to notice. Here we are pulling into HDMS Rider. I'm going to angle up to 90 degrees. And we're going to climb out. And something a little bit interesting happens here. I was expecting, since the interdiction bubble is 2 kilometers, that I'd be able to activate my dampener at 4 kilometers, but that is not the case. I've climbed up to 4.5 kilometers, and I'm still unable to activate. So now something else kind of interesting happens here too. I climb out to 4.9 kilometers, and I'm successful in being able to activate the dampener. Now, what I want to test next is I'm going to back up some. Here we go. And I'm still able to activate the dampener. I'm going to back up a little bit more. This time we go to 4.6 or so. Now I am unable to activate the dampener. So I climb back out a little bit. 4.65, unable to. 4.7, I'm able to reactivate the dampener. Right? So what's going on there, I suspect, is that when you are climbing out, your ship will be a little ways over the minimum altitude that you need to activate that dampener, but the server needs to catch up to you, right? So I think a server tick happens. The servers recognize that you are over the minimum altitude, and then allows you to activate your dampener, because you can slowly back up, right, and reduce that. So when I was climbing out, it was 4.9 when I was able to activate, but then when I backed up a little bit, I got it down to 4.7. Okay. So these are just some things to be aware of, especially as you are running or running from these quantum dampening ships. And there you have it. There is your tip for the day. If you found this information useful, go ahead and give me a like and a subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And thank you, and we will see you in the next one.